Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of Sand Hills. It is time once again for Mornings with the Leader Man. I am Steve Leader Adams, along with the Colonel, retired Marine Colonel Jeff Drummond, who's been sitting over there getting his stock trades worked out, so when the market opens at 9:30, he'll get another wheelbarrow full of money. But
yeah, that's right. Hey, good morning, Moore County. Good morning, unfortunate Aberdeen. Let me think. It's Thursday, so I forgot. You know, if you didn't go down to the end of your driveway yesterday and pick up your prepackaged trash, go ahead and do that this morning because it's going to sit out there and get wet and get soggy. But you can always bring it in the house and have one last arts and crafts project with the kids and make a papier-mâché cat or puppy dog before the kids go back to school here later next week.
There you go. Don't forget, of course, this program is being seen around the world on a live video stream. That's available right now at talk973.com. Top middle of the page is where the link's located. If you're on a mobile device, well, fire up your YouTube and put Mornings with the Leader Man into the search. If you're on your mobile device just needing our audio stream, that's easy too. Get a streaming app such as TuneIn, iTunes, Streama. All of those work. Just put WEEB into that search. And as always, our stream's available on our website at talk973.com. Upper right-hand corner of every page has an icon that says On the Air, Listen Live. Click it once and you're listening that quick. Weather for us today here in the Sand Hills area. Well, let me see if I can explain all this to you. Today, miserable. Partly cloudy, scattered thunderstorms, high humidity, high dew points. Dew points will be about 74, 75 this afternoon. That'll give us the official high of 94, but a heat index of 100. Then for tonight, possible partly cloudy or scattered thunderstorms, low of 74. Now, Friday, after a front comes through, things turn cloudy for the most part over the weekend. They say partly cloudy right now, but it'll start out partly cloudy, go mostly cloudy. With showers likely, high of 91, heat index around 96. And so it's going to suck. Then Friday night, more of the same, 71 for a low. Saturday, more of the same with a high of 81. Sunday, you might get a little break in the dew points. When I say little, from mid-70s to 66, 67 area, well, you'll feel a definite change and it'll feel nice. But it's been cloudy and rainy also on top of it. So, high of 81, we get a break on the temperature. Then Monday, still a break in the temperature, mostly cloudy, scattered showers, still a break in the dew point. When I say a break, it'll be about 68. And 84 degrees on Monday. And then the rest of the week, back to the same pattern, climbing back up toward 90, and dew points climbing back up into the miserable area, 70 plus.
And that makes Steve happy. He actually likes all this weather. Otherwise, he wouldn't have anything to talk about in the morning.
Man, I was working with the electrician yesterday outside. I was just standing there. And I was having to use my finger like a windshield wiper across my forehead. I mean, who likes Niagara Falls coming out of their forehead?
You didn't have your bar towel with you?
No.
No, okay.
No, this is out here in the front yard.
Well, it doesn't matter. You're not taking your own advice and carrying your bar towel soaked in ice water.
I want to put it there. About to kill me. Right now around the Sand Hills, your official numbers. Winds southwest at 10, visibility 10 statute miles. Pressure 3003, dew point 72. Humidity 94%. It's sunny and 74 degrees currently here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. So much entertainment, it takes 3 channels to get it all out there. So check it out.
And no matter how bad the weather is, you can always sell a house.
That's right. This morning show is brought to you this morning, every morning, by the great folks at Weicker Realtors, Town and Country. Whether you're ready to buy or sell now or even in the future from now, call the experts at Weickers to get the service you deserve by buying or selling your home. Weicker Realtors, Town and Country. That number is 910-235-3685. That's 235-3685. All righty. It is 7:35, 35 past the hour. Let's see here. What to do first? Did anything tick me off yesterday?
No, John's revelations didn't tick you off?
Yeah, Don was in here yesterday for the extended Zoom all zone and talking about the things we've been talking about that school site in Aberdeen. Now, you might be rolling your eyes in the head. Don't click the channel yet. This is going to be a short thing. But you need to get concerned. You need to talk to your family and friends, because this is just the biggest colossal blunder of all time by our school board, and probably coming next, the biggest cover-up of all time. The way they act and the way they do things, because the board's not on top of anything. They literally are not on top of anything. They just know what His Holiness Bob Grimacy tells them, and they just go on that. They don't ever do their own checking, nothing. You got the most inept board you've ever had there. But anyway, with that said, the board has approved that Phase 2 study, which they did. No figures have been released yet. Point is, the Phase 1 study, well, let me back up to one more step. The school that they're building over there on 5 was built on land that was surrounded by pesticide dumps for 50-some years. And, of course, a lot of that stuff gets leached into the water tables and can travel anywhere. And it does. That's the way groundwater works.
Well, the water table, groundwater, two different things. I mean, you've got the underlying, what is it, an aquifer, whatever it's called. And, that's where the water moves around.
Right.
And that can move east, west, north, or south. Yeah. It doesn't matter. And it just spreads.
Yeah, oh, by the way, for the pilot, it doesn't follow the surface contour.
Right, that. Now, groundwater, they're talking about rain and, that flows downhill kind of thing. But, once it's in the ground and then it starts moving around in weird places.
Yeah. So you just don't know where it goes. So they came out and did a phase 1 study, which is basically taking some dirt samples and go, oh, this dirt looks fine, but we keep it under a watch. The EPA has it under a watch. So that tells you right there that they don't clear it. Why are we building there?
Yeah, it hasn't been cleared.
Yeah.
It's John explained. It's been it's just it's just constantly being watched, and the more they dig, the more they find stuff that they still don't know is under there.
So they begrudgingly put a Phase 2 study out, which should have been done before they put the first footing in,
which was recommended by the company that did the first study.
Yeah.
So this idea that Bob and crew over there want to blame us or the public outcry for the expenditure for this faux Phase 2 study,
right,
is a lie. Because it was recommended, they weren't going to do it. They were going to try to get away without doing it. In fact, they are getting away without doing it, because what the company recommended they do was drill 4 wells, et cetera. They provided the schematic, the outline for what the Phase 2 study should be, and that is not what was ordered by the school system. And much smaller scope study. was completed.
Well, the school system just trying to get. First of all, you go back to the same company that did phase one. That's just poor management. You go to a different company. And long story short, it's just taints the results, whatever they are. They're negative, I can believe them. If they're positive, you don't know. You just don't know how much pressure's laid on to come back with good results.
Well, and it's like John said, the study, the company in that one email said, hey, wait a minute, school board, time out. We never said there was no problem here. We said ongoing monitoring, et cetera, et cetera. And then, a new email that was not released to John like he initially asked. He asked for all this stuff. And this second email pops up that says, oh, yeah, it's all good to go, et cetera, et cetera. So, there's plenty of things to be suspicious about in all of this, process here.
All right, so that's the debacle there with the school board. We're waiting to hear those numbers.
Yeah, and there's still...
And the longer they hold on to them, the more suspicious it gets.
According to some of that paperwork John had, there's still stuff in the ground over there in some of these various waste dumps. It's not been remediated. It's not been dug up and taken away.
Well, just knowing that, would you build a house there and raise your family?
No, you wouldn't.
Then why would you send your kids there?
And anybody who says they would is a liar. No, you wouldn't. If you had a choice, you'd never do that.
Well,
never.
I'd be applying to charter schools.
Well, it's bad.
But that's my only choice. Or homeschool. All right, let's get into what we do here. We'll start here. We did that. All right, today, of course, is Thursday. Let's do a little Throwback Thursday at you.
The show is brought to you by Throwback.
Wait a minute. NAFTA just has to screw it up every single day. I hit the pause button. Let me go throw another song on you. So we will start again. From the top, boys, Throwback Thursday.
Today's show is brought to you by Throwback Thursday. Hey, remember the housing crash in 2008? I had good times in that house. I wonder who lives in it now. Stupid banks.
Jeez. Oh, man.
And now it's time for Mr. Big Voice as he recites Van Halen's Hot for Teachers.
Ooh, yeah, I would like to know.
And now,
lyrics.
Mr. Big Voice recites lyrics from Van Halen's Hot for Teacher.
I think of all the education that I missed, but then my homework was never quite like this. Ow, got it bad, got it bad, got it bad. I'm hot for teacher.
That was Mr. Big Voice reciting lyrics from Van Halen's Hot for Teacher.
And, of course, as we told you about haiku yesterday, is a Japanese poem of 17 syllables and 3 lines of 5, 7, and 5, traditionally evoking images of the natural world, or in this case, the return of students to school. Here is a wise old teacher with today's haiku.
It's time for Back to School Haiku.
School buses arrive. Rooms full, students obnoxious. I should have retired.
Back to School Haiku.
Yeah, there's probably some of that out there. If they haven't said it out loud, they've thought it. There's a few.
Maybe you saw this on TV yesterday. Man, they got cameras everywhere, satellites looking down, and picked up a plane, a small plane, as it crash landed into Half Moon Bay. The pilot and his passenger were able to safely exit the sinking plane with their seat cushion, by the way. Flotation device.
Yes.
Even being able to grab a few objects, including his camera.
Good.
YouTube came to mind immediately. Anyway, he used it to video the pair waiting for rescue and some things to float with. He says he would fly again in a heartbeat. Here is the pilot.
I just lost all power. It seemed to be something that was fuel related. I only had about 30 seconds to deal with it and realized, nothing was really working. Realized we were going in, so got the seatbelts on nice and tight, and we just prepared for water landing. I left the gear up, left the flaps up, came in nice and slow, and just held it above the water at about 5 feet until I fully stalled it. We skipped along the water for a few hundred feet. The impact was very minimal. It was not hard at all. Yeah, I've been flying for almost 10 years, and I'm definitely I'd hop in another small airplane right now.
Well, let's fish the one you got out of the ocean.
Yeah, that one's probably done.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't care about that. All right, here's a little scary moment for you when you ride those fair rides that come to town.
Oh, yeah, those.
That one that slingshots you way up there?
Yeah.
Well, seconds before the slingshot-style ride was going to launch, a cable snapped. It's a good thing the cable didn't slice everybody in half. But here's what everybody said.
Y'all gonna be screaming like sissies, what? Oh my God! We just dodged death!
Yeah, you think it's funny. That's right.
A photo of a fish with two mouths is making the rounds online. A woman caught it while fishing on Lake Champlain in upstate New York. Then took a few photos and released it. And her coworkers shared the photos on Facebook. If you didn't know, in season 2 of The Simpsons, Bart catches a three-eyed fish in a pond close to the nuclear facility.
Wow, look at this thing. This is crazy. Pulled it in. It felt extra heavy this time, so it's like, okay, this is a good one. Got it in and seeing the two mouths on it.
And I've had messages from all over the world, like people asking about this fish, and it seems like everybody's got an opinion on what is the cause of this fish having two mouths. The president, toxic waste, The Simpsons was referenced several times.
Okay. Alrighty. Then you got a dog in Germany. He hears the siren of an emergency vehicle and then does a pretty good imitation of it. Here's your tape.
Yep. That's what you need. Where's your beagle?
Yeah, I had golden retrievers once, and they would howl at the sirens when they hear them go by, like the pack is calling. A new study found that the crazy cat lady stereotype might just be a myth. People with dogs or no pets at all are just as likely to suffer from social or mental health issues. Here's Lisa Simpson with more on the story.
They call her the cat lady. People say she's crazy just because she has a few dozen cats. But can anyone who loves animals that much really be crazy?
I think so. All right, Colonel, it's time to guess this sound.
Oh, dear.
This is a person laughing at what? And before I give you the multiple choices, let's see if you can listen to the sound, tell me without help.
Somebody's bouncing a ball or something.
All right, that's not correct, but here are your choices, and I'll play the sound again. A guy in a clown suit mask playing paddleball while riding a unicycle. A kid bouncing a ping pong ball off his dad's bald head. or a determined toddler trying to run in high-heel shoes?
Doesn't sound like a ping pong ball, so I'll
hear it again.
The toddler running in high heel shoes.
You want to stick with that?
Why not?
The correct answer, a determined toddler trying to run in high heel shoes. There you go. Yeah. You usually get all these.
No, I miss I miss my share.
I'll skip that. Don't care about that. Good news for you this morning. An officer found a homeless man sleeping at a train station. They helped him reunite with his daughter, whom he hadn't seen in 24 years.
As a father and as a son myself, I wanted to make sure that I did everything I possibly could to find Mr. Lopez's family.
So I called my sister and I'm like, something weird's happening. And I was like, I got a call from the New Jersey Transit Police talking about Dad. And she's like, wait a minute, I got the same number.
Thinking I'm in heaven. I got my two best girls. I got good friends.
And a 43-year-old Army vet named Jimmy Novak has been walking 22 miles a day from Washington State to Florida, all to raise awareness of the 22 veterans who die each day from suicide. And he's reaching his final destination today, which also happens to be his birthday. He says he wanted to do it because he's dealt with depression and suicidal thoughts his whole life.
I try to walk 22 miles to recognize the 22 veterans who are dying by suicide every day. I've had a couple of different times when I've been wrestling with suicidal thoughts, and what I did is I did everything wrong. I didn't seek help, and I should have. The most physically challenging part was one day when the GPS turned me off-road onto the Oregon Trail. Right. There was a lot of steep inclines and uneven terrain to go over. All of the truly remarkable things that people do require just a little bit of inspiration. It just takes a little bit of dreaming big and believing that something can happen.
There are quite a few veterans out there with some problems, need some help.
When you had a long career in the Marines, how bad is the PTSD?
Well, there's, it takes some different forms. People act out, and some people just, keep there and, don't react to anything. It's bad. Yeah, it can be pretty bad, and there's plenty of people that have it. Some people don't realize they have it.
Well, I guess when you're in the armed services, you got to go fight the bad guys. That puts you in the killing business pretty quick, and that's got to work on you.
Well, that's probably the most pronounced end of it. But there's other aspects to it also. So.
All right. Well, we'll move on. This isn't really all the best audio in the world, but Angelina Jolie. Yeah, she and her 47 tattoos dropped her son Maddox off at college in South Korea. In a video someone posted on social media, she even admits she's, quote, trying not to cry.
How long are you planning on staying in Korea this time? I leave today. Today's the day I drop. I know. I'm trying not to cry.
Okay. Historic moment there.
Mm-hmm.
I guess she adopted him from Korea.
Yes.
Perhaps she...
Yeah, she adopted... there's several of these actors that have done this, and I can't remember how many she adopted. It was more than one. It was 3 or 4. Oh. They had
like 9 or something.
Was it that many? I can't remember. But yeah, they've adopted from various places, not just Korea.
Yeah. And I guess I'm assuming a whole lot here that the Maddox, I'm sure he speaks English fine, but I guess he speaks Korean better and wanted to go to a Korean school.
Well, I don't know. I mean, how old was he? He was a...
Well, it'd make it easier when you're doing English class.
Well, he was just a toddler or whatever. I mean...
Yeah.
So, fine. If he managed to become fluent or stay conversant in Korean, that's great.
All righty, let's see here. Where is my... Okay. The XFL, that's the alternative league that plays when the NFL is not playing, released the names and logos of its new teams, and Deadspin's not impressed. Here's a clip of all the names being released.
The St. Louis Battlehawks, cleared to engage.
The Tampa Bay Vipers, ready to strike.
The New York Guardians, on duty.
The Seattle Dragons, breathing fire.
The LA Wildcats, unleashed.
The DC Defenders, taking their stand.
The Houston Roughnecks, going to work for you.
The Dallas Renegades, raising hell.
Yeah, that's kind of a dud. Not impressed with any of that.
Have you watched it recently?
No.
I know the first year they tried it. They took their championship wrestling ringside announcer and made him the play-by-play guy.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, he had a real bad lisp, and
yeah, that's great.
And they had stuck microphones on the quarterbacks, so you could hear in the huddle.
Yeah.
Not that you understood Z right, 22-3, 22 left,
right.
Things like that, but still it added another element to the game.
Yeah.
But you never could hear the quarterback because Mr. Lift had to talk to everything.
Yeah. Well, when they had the league, what was it, about 10 years ago? They had one of the teams was in Virginia Beach. So I bought tickets to that, and I went, but it was clear to me that it was just a bunch of guys that show up the day of the game or the day before the game and go out there, and it was like a backyard pickup game.
Yeah.
There were no plays. I mean, you could see them doing it in the huddle. You go here, you go there. And
they're like you when you're a kid, you do it on the ground.
Right. Well, it was almost that bad, except
or in the palm of your hand.
It was artificial turf, so they couldn't scratch it in the turf. But yeah, it's fun, and there were some big names playing and things like that. But it was clear it just wasn't the same product.
Here's a good. How much time I got? How long is it? Yeah, you can do it. After losing the Little League World Series, Coach Jaro Labrado gave an emotional speech to his team, and it was a good one, too.
Guys, I love the way we didn't give up, man. I love the way we didn't give up. We fought. We fought. That's who we are. We're fighters. Every single one of you is going to be successful, all right? For the rest of my life, I'm proud that you guys are going to call me Coach, all right? There's Dad, and there's Coach. I love you guys. Look at it, boys.
Ready on three. 1, 2, 3, family.
Hey, last thing. I need you guys to help me up.
All right. It's how to give a final speech.
Okay.
After getting knocked out of the World Series.
Yeah, well.
All right. It's coming up on 8 o'clock. All your latest news, sports, and weather straight ahead. We'll be right back on the backside of all that.
Another hot day out there today with highs in the low 90s. We'll have partly cloudy skies with some late day showers and thunderstorms becoming likely. Some evening thunderstorms around, and then it turns partly cloudy overnight tonight into Friday morning with temperatures getting down into the lower 70s. A cold front arrives Friday, so we have a decent chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms with highs in the upper 80s to lower 90s. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Amy Wilmoth in the Weather Center.
Broadcasting from the top of the North Carolina Sand Hills, 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM, WEEB, Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Citing a robust U.S. economy, President Trump says there's no need to cut payroll taxes after all. The president was considering it, but after studying the issue, Mr. Trump says we don't need it. We have a strong economy. The Congressional Budget Office talking about the federal deficit, even if the politicians are not discussing it. The CBO projects a deficit will exceed $1 trillion starting next year. In Southern California, the hunt is on for the sniper who shot and wounded an L.A. County Sheriff's deputy as he stood in the parking lot of the Lancaster station after work. Sheriff's Captain Todd Weber telling KNBC-TV the 21-year-old deputy is okay.
He's been treated and released, and he is working with his family.
The deputy was wearing a ballistic vest, which Lancaster Mayor Rex Parris says saved his life. A former Democratic presidential candidate has his sights set on another political office.
I'm not done fighting for the people of Colorado. I'm John Hickenlooper, candidate for United States Senate.
The former Colorado governor who dropped out of the presidential race a few days ago, announcing his challenge to Senator Cory Gardner in a campaign video. And now a third Democrat has dropped out of the presidential race.
In March, Washington Governor Jay Inslee launched his campaign for the Democratic presidential nomination.
I'm Jay Inslee, and I'm running for president because I'm the only candidate who will make defeating climate change our nation's #1 priority.
But Inslee's message failed to catch on. In a crowded Democratic field, Inslee never got even 2% support in any poll.
That's correspondent Mike Gracia. On Wall Street this morning, stock futures pointing to a higher open later on. Right now, Dow futures are up about 19 points. NASDAQ futures better by 7. S&P futures up 3 points ahead of this morning's opening bell. More on these stories at townhall.com.
It is a horrible scenario, but it happens. Dennis writes about his wife. She was diagnosed with leukemia. In fact, she's a 2-time survivor. And in the midst of all that, they ran up over $1 million in medical bills. Thankfully, they're MediShare members. And Dennis says they are so thankful for that, how others came together to meet their needs. And that's how so many MediShare members feel. This is not health insurance. It's different. You don't have to pay for things you don't believe in. And like Dennis found out, it just works. So if you join MediShare, not only do you save a lot of money, the typical family saves about $500 a month, but you know where your money's going each month. You're helping people, and if the time should come, they'll be helping and even praying for you. So yes, it's different, and as more than 400,000 people now know when it comes to healthcare costs, different is beautiful. Find out more. Call 844-45-BIBLE. That's 844-45-BIBLE. 844-45-BIBLE.
Russia has launched a rocket carrying a life-sized robot to the International Space Station. The BBC's Sarah Rainsford in Moscow.
Fyodor will spend more than 2 weeks in orbit, trialing manual skills like connecting cables and using screwdrivers. The idea is to free astronauts from the more mundane and dangerous tasks, perhaps one day even taking over the spacewalks. Like real-life astronauts, Fyodor also has his own social media accounts, documenting the journey into orbit. This is far from the first robot in space, though. NASA sent up Robonaut 2 back in 2011, though it was later grounded for repairs. Even so, Russia's space agency points out that Fyodor is the first to go up in the commander's seat.
The repatriation of hundreds of Rohingya Muslims appears unlikely to go ahead as planned. Those who are eligible telling the UN they don't want to go back to Myanmar. News and analysis, townhall.com. California fishermen report one of the best salmon fishing seasons in years.
Commercial catches have so far surpassed the official preseason forecasts by roughly 50%, a welcomed relief for the Pacific fishing communities. The salmon rebound comes after 3 years of extremely low catches that resulted from poor ocean conditions and California's 5-year drought. This year's adult salmon are the first to benefit from the record rainfall that filled California rivers and streams in early 2017 that made it easier for the juvenile Chinook to migrate to the Pacific Ocean. George Manzani reporting.
The pilot of a small plane that went down in the waters off Northern California is a self-professed thrill seeker whose stunts have sometimes gotten him into scrapes, but David Lesh says that anyone who thinks he deliberately ditched the plane he only recently bought for $200,000 must have lost their mind. He also says he had airplane insurance. More on these stories at townhall.com.
I
recently spoke to Michael Gompers at Workplace Financial about college tuition planning. As the mother of 5, I, like many parents, find myself overwhelmed by the rising cost of tuition and uncertainty about the best way to plan for those expenses. While many financial experts tout 529 plans, Michael Gompers at Workplace Financial believes that life insurance policies are an excellent alternative to pay for college expenses. While the primary purpose of life insurance is to provide a death benefit for your loved ones, life insurance policies with a cash value allows parents to withdraw tax-free loans to cover the cost of college tuition, housing, books and fees, maybe even a car. Let's say your child excels at academics or sports and receives a scholarship. Maybe they decide to join the military after high school. They could use those funds for a down payment on a house, start a business, even pay for a wedding. So call Michael Gompers at Workplace Financial to learn more. Call 866-399-0999. That's 866-399-0999. Without proper soil pH, plants can't get the full amount of nutrients they need. An improperly tuned carburetor runs inefficiently as well. Your body works the same way, and some of the medications we use actually deplete certain vitamins and minerals. That's a fact. Health Innovations Pharmacy offers a line of multivitamins designed specifically to address those depletion efficiency issues, like magnesium deficiency for diabetics. Replenish multivitamins come in 6 different formulations for those on hormone replacement therapy, high blood pressure and cholesterol reducers, diabetics, hypoglycemic, and acid-blocking meds. These are complete multivitamins, thereby reducing your vitamin budget. See Tim or one of his pharmacists at Health Innovations Pharmacy about the benefits of Replenish multivitamins and how they can help get your system back in balance. Health Innovations Pharmacy on Pinehurst Avenue in Southern Pines, locally owned and serving Moore County since 2001.
Hi, this is Rich Wagner from Whispering Pines. I've been suffering with acute back and knee pain for many months, and after trying visits to the doctor, painkillers, and spinal injections with no relief, I went to see Dr. Wright at Wright Chiropractic in Seven Lakes. After the first visit, I noticed a lot of improvement, and I've continued to improve with each treatment. Thanks to Dr. Wright, I'm feeling much better than I have in a very long time. I was skeptical about chiropractic treatment at first, but it has truly given me my life back.
This is Dr. Wright. I can't guarantee I can fix every problem, but I will tell you honestly whether chiropractic can be of help for your particular issue. Living with pain is not always the only option. Doesn't it make sense to explore every avenue before resigning yourself to the limitations of pain? Call our office today to schedule a consultation and start living again. 673-2225.
NCN News. I'm Mike Rayleigh. Republicans in the General Assembly say they want to give back to taxpayers a big chunk of a $900 million surplus. State Senate leader Phil Berger says they want the budget issue out with Democratic Governor Roy Cooper.
The governor has made it clear to me that he will not sign any budget, even his own, without Medicaid expansion first. So negotiating a new budget is impossible as long as he maintains that ultimatum.
The number of Democrats competing for the party's presidential nomination has been reduced by one. The Washington Governor Jay Inslee's decision made public last night to quit the race. CBS News political correspondent Ed O'Keefe.
With Inslee's departure, there's now 22 Democrats running for president. That's down from a high of 26 earlier this year. And we expect in the coming week that there could be more announcements of people getting out of the race because they're not going to make the cut for the fall debates.
A bill that requires all of North Carolina's sheriffs to comply with detainer requests from ICE agents is on the governor's desk, awaiting a signature that will likely not come. Governor Cooper has vetoed the bill. House Speaker Tim Moore pointed to recent cases in Mecklenburg County where violent suspects who were subjects of detainers were released.
Some of these individuals who've been taken into custody, some of these individuals who've been turned loose by some of these sheriffs have committed crimes against members of that very population.
In the wake of 2 deadly attacks that left multiple people dead in El Paso, Texas, Dayton, Ohio, and other places, CBS News spoke with people who have lost loved ones in mass shootings. Richard Martinez's son was killed in a mass shooting near the University of California, Santa Barbara in 2014.
We want to have background checks on people, you see. What we would like to see, I think all of us, is background checks on all gun sales in this country.
Legislation that prohibits North Carolina production and possession of smokable hemp is now passed. You're listening to NCN News.
What democratic socialism is about is saying...
Sorry, I just don't feel the burn. Socialized medicine price controls and cookie-cutter coverage would cripple what makes our Medicare drug coverage great.
I'm glad our senator voted to protect our coverage and keep America the leader in innovating cures for Alzheimer's and cancer.
Thank you, Senator Burr, for voting to stop socialist policies like Medicare price controls while protecting market forces in Medicare coverage. Learn more at freemarketmedicare.org. Paid for by Americans for Tax Reform.
Summer may be winding down, but you'll still find plenty of hot specials and cool shows on UNC TV. Tonight, celebrate the state you're in with the best original programs. Then take a sneak peek at the upcoming Ken Burns country music blockbuster. That's just some of the sizzling shows designed to help keep you happy, healthy, and wise. Now through August 25th, only on member-supported UNC TV, PBS, and more at unctv.org/specials.
A federal jury in Raleigh cleared author Nicholas Sparks in a defamation lawsuit. The jury was tasked with deciding whether the former head of a private Christian school that Sparks founded in Newbern was unjustly fired, then defamed when the author said the educator suffered from mental illness. His attorney, Jay Silver.
We're delighted in the verdict. We think it confirms what truly happened.
New Mexico's State Commissioner of Public Lands gave investigators hundreds of pages of records on convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein's New Mexico ranch. She says she is on a mission for justice over Epstein's alleged sexual abuse. CBS News correspondent Mola Linga has more from Santa Fe.
Didn't seem to have any connections here prior to purchasing the ranch. What would draw someone like that to New Mexico?
I think there's a perception that people won't ask questions. This case can really show the world that you can't get away with things in New Mexico.
Our sources tell us that Epstein was politically well connected here in New Mexico. Former Governor Bill Richardson visited the Zorro Ranch at least once and is accused of sexual abuse by at least one alleged Epstein victim. Now, the former governor has denied any wrongdoing.
The National Hurricane Center on Wednesday issued a new advisory about an area of low pressure that has a 20% chance of becoming a tropical storm and affecting North Carolina. Two charities running rescue missions in the Mediterranean say Italy has ignored requests to allow their ship carrying 356 migrants ashore.
In what risks becoming the latest migrant standoff with Italy, the Norwegian-flagged Ocean Viking carrying 356 migrants, including more than 100 minors, mainly from Sudan, has been stranded at sea awaiting port access for nearly 2 weeks. Malta has already denied it access, and the ship is at present in international waters south of Italy. Two requests made to Italy by the two French charities running the ship have not received response.
Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
We'll have partly cloudy skies today. It's going to be hot and steamy. High temperatures climb into the low 90s, the heat index up to 100. And watch out for some late-day showers and thunderstorms. They'll start to move in toward the evening commute. After some evening thunderstorms, we'll have partly cloudy skies overnight tonight with temperatures staying in the lower 70s. And then scattered showers and storms likely Friday with highs in the upper 80s to lower 90s. I'm meteorologist Amy Wilmeth in the Weather Center.
Right now here in the Sand Hills area, it's sunny, 77 degrees. Humidity 85, dew point at a sticky 72. Pressure 30.06, wind southwest at 10. Visibility at 10 statute miles. It is 8:13. Let's take a look at your Sand Hills news for this Thursday morning. And the top of the news, Moore County Commissioners unanimously approved a 166-lot subdivision on Gretchen Road in West End. Gretchen Pines will be on 211 acres of a 337-acre tract. The county's subdivision review board recommended approval after determining that it met all of the requirements of the ordinance. Approval came despite objections from opponents, including a member of the Allman family, who said the development would not be in keeping with the rural character of the area and would not comply with the county's own land use plan. But Raleigh attorney Tom Johnson, who represents the applicant, countered with that 461 homes could be built there under the current zoning, which requires half-acre lots. He noted that it would be a conservation subdivision that must provide at least 30% open space under the county's regulation. That was still not enough to satisfy the concerns of the opponents. Tourism spending was up in all 100 North Carolina counties last year, including Moore County, which saw a 6% upswing. These statistics for 2018 were released last week by the Economic Development Partnership of North Carolina's Visit NC Division. North Carolina's big urban markets and better-known tourist destinations such as Wake, Mecklenburg, Guilford, Buncombe, and Dare counties secured the top 5 slots for overall visitors spending last year. Moore County ranked 11th out of the 100 counties in the state for the second consecutive year, with tourism expenditures tracked at $520 million. That's your latest Sand Hills news this morning, but stand by. Here comes your latest in sports right here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. It is 8:16.
NCN Sports. I'm Josh Zach. The Chicago Cubs are back atop the NL Central, moving a half game ahead of St. Louis in their downing of the Giants 12-11. Chris Bryant hit the go-ahead 2-run homer in the 8th inning to send the Cubs to their 4th straight win.
Obviously the walk-off home runs take the cake, but this one very big. I mean, off a tough pitcher, that one of their top relievers, and, turning a bad day into a good day. That's always very satisfying.
The Cardinals suffered a 5-3 loss to the Brewers in a rain-shortened game. Atlanta maintained its 6-game lead over Washington in the NL East. The Braves blanked Miami 5-0, while Asdrubal Cabrera's 3-run homer capped a 6-run third, and the Nats kept pace by blasting the Pirates 11-1 in Pittsburgh. The Twins continued to lead the AL Central by 3 games over Cleveland after both teams lost yesterday. The White Sox whitewashed the Twins 4-0, while the Mets edged the Tribe 4-3. Houston ace Justin Verlander went the distance on a 2-hitter, but he came away with a 2-1 loss to the Tigers, leaving the Astros with a 7-game lead over Oakland in the AL West. The A's, meanwhile, they knocked off the Yankees 6-4 and have a half-game lead over Tampa Bay for the second AL wild card. The Carolina Panthers are in Foxborough tonight for a matchup with the Patriots for preseason game number 3. Unlike games 1 and 2, the first-team starters from both squads are expected to see significant time on the field, and that's got Ron Rivera excited. The Panthers coach says he's looking forward to seeing Cam and company and Luke Kuechly and gang get their first real test by going against the league's all-around best team.
I like it just because it's a measuring stick more than it is anything else for us. And, we've been able to come out of this game and say, hey, we're pretty much on track. We need to pick it up. We need to get better at this, because Coach Belichick, the way his teams play and the way they're prepared, they're going to test, and honestly, coming out of last year's game, we felt good about ourselves, and things were rolling pretty smooth until the situation came up with the quarterback. But it is an opportunity to truly gauge where we are and what we need to be better at.
This is NCN.
The annual Big Tailgate Tour, driven by Continental Tire, is on the road again.
Our Big Tailgate Tour kicks off with ECU at NC State on August 31st. Find our game day tents, prizes, and Continental Tire Toss from 9 to 11:30 a.m. at Backyard Bistro before the noon kickoff.
Pick up free koozies, t-shirts, and more from Sport Clips and Continental Tire. Remember to drive with care on your Continental tires and experience the ultimate MVP haircut at Sport Clips.
Tailgate with us, BigTailgateTour.com.
The North Carolina Healthcare Association is excited to announce that state health plan members will have in-network access to local hospitals and doctors next year. We would like to thank the state treasurer for working with us to find a solution that protects access to healthcare for our 720,000 teachers, first responders, state employees, retirees, and their families. Thanks to our collective work with the treasurer's office, there will be no disruption in care for state health plan members. We have and will continue to always do what's best for patients in North Carolina, and we are proud to represent your state's healthcare. Paid for by the North Carolina Healthcare Association.
A basketball great wants his tattoos removed.
NBA Hall of Famer Larry Bird is demanding changes to a mural painting of him on an Indianapolis building. Artist Jules Muck painted Bird from a Sports Illustrated cover dating to when he was a star at Indiana State. Only she added tattoos, including 2 rabbits mating on one arm and a spider web on Bird's shoulder. His attorney says Bird doesn't want to be seen as a tattooed guy. Muck says she adds tattoos to her art to avoid creating a complete copy of a photo. Jim Sheneby, CBS News.
North Carolina coach Mack Brown savoring his return to coaching in his second stint with the Tar Heels. He's been working in broadcasting since 2013 after he stepped off the sideline. Now he's trying to stabilize the program that's won just 2 conference games over the past 2 years. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
If you are retired or retiring soon, Delta Dental of North Carolina has dental insurance plans to fit the needs of you and your family. Our individual plans provide access to the largest network of dentists locally and nationwide, which means you may find affordable care wherever you are. Your teeth never retire. Protect them with a dental plan from Delta Dental. More information, go online to deltadentalnc.com or call 1-800-587-9514. deltadentalnc.com.
Are you a do-it-yourselfer, home builder, or remodeler? If so, bring in the best deal you're getting in Moore County for your flooring, and Hardwood Liquidators will match it and beat it. Right now, we have over 130,000 square feet in our warehouse stacked with solid engineered, laminate, and waterproof luxury vinyl plank. Like the farmhouse look, our farmhouse bandsawn French oak solid flooring starts at $449 a square foot. Financing is available with approved credit. We're at 707 South Pinehurst off Highway 1, right across the street from McNeil Oil. Or call us at 910-757-0478. Hardwood Liquidators. More floor, less money. Born in Napoli, Italy, Sal Doria, owner of Fratello's restaurant in Pinehurst, makes his hand-tossed pizza with the passion of a true Italian. Fresh ingredients, homemade mozzarella, and amore. Come in and experience the ambiance of European luxury, hearty cuisine, warm hospitality, and an outstanding wine and beer list. Military families, come in and 15% of your meal is on us. Every Friday and Saturday night from 6:30 to 9:30, Fratello's welcomes Carolina's favorite piano man, Clarence Levine. Feel like staying in tonight? Fratello's has got you covered with Grubhub and DoorDash, so you can simply call in your order and have it delivered to your doorstep. We're located at 9735 U.S. Highway 15501 in Pinehurst, just a few doors down from Hickory Tavern. Fratello's Restaurant, making you fall in love with food all over again.
If you have inflammation, you know how painful it can be. Just imagine how painful it is for your pet, even though they never complain. Anti-inflammatories work, but are even harder on your pet's organs than yours. Thankfully, there's an alternative that more and more people are using to treat pain, but often don't realize is great for pets too. I'm talking about CBD oil and treats from Flowland. Come into Flowland and let's discuss how CBD oil and treats can benefit a range of issues for your pet. Issues like arthritis, anxiety, appetite, digestion, seizures, mood, and more. You shouldn't be paying an arm and a leg for one of nature's most beneficial products. Flowland, your best and most affordable source for CBD products for humans and pets on US 1 North in Aberdeen. 100 years of making is here at Keys Appliance Center. Now through September 25th, you can get up to $2,055 on select KitchenAid brand major and countertop appliances via mail-in rebate. Endless possibilities, new challenges, just what you'd expect from the brand made for makers. Products designed to help you unlock your potential and inspire creativity. 100 years of making is a celebration of investing in your passion. Stop into Keys Appliance Center, where we're marking a century of inspiration with KitchenAid savings. Offer valid July 25th through September 25th, 2019. See store for full details and qualified models.
It wasn't long ago when residents in the Sandhills had to call 2 different companies for plumbing or heating and air conditioning service. But Fields Plumbing and Heating and Air Conditioning was the first to offer all 3 services and still do. At Fields Plumbing and Heating and Air Conditioning, it's our goal to offer customers fast, dependable, and creative solutions to your home and business needs. Experience counts. Call Fields Plumbing and Heating and Air Conditioning 910-949-3232. 910-949-3232.
Dale, how are things at Knollwood Fairways and Midland Country Club this year?
Well, Stuart, you know our motto is 9 is fine. Knollwood and Midland are the only 2 9-hole golf courses in the Sandhills that are available to all golfers every day. And our all-grass practice tee at Knollwood continues to be very popular.
Do you give golf lessons at Knollwood?
Absolutely, Stuart. Our instruction and club fitting program with our 4 PGA professionals continues to grow every year. We love to teach all golfers, beginners, juniors, seniors, and ladies. Go to our website, knollwood-midland.com, to see what we offer. Our prepaid golf rounds and range balls are always popular. Plus, we have instructional packages, club fitting sessions, and a fully stocked golf shop. Knollwood and Midland is the place where quality and affordability meet.
Hello, I'm John Zumwalt, and you're in the Zumwalt Zone. There's a story in the news today about a guy known as Lion Man. If there's one thing you can count on, is this. Anyone called Lion Man or Bear Man or Wolf Man, they're not going to make it to the nursing home. And so it is with Lion Man. Now, I don't want to be mean, But you got to use some sense here. God made us afraid of lions. He did not make lions afraid of us. This guy's name was Leon Van Biljon. A fellow lived in Africa. He had a game reserve, and he was repairing a spot in the fence from inside the fence. 2 male lions and 1 female attacked him, killed him. Leon was 70 years old. You'd think he'd know better. To make this story even more tragic, when emergency services arrived, they couldn't get near poor Leon to help him because he had lions around him. So they shot and killed the lions. A source from the lodge said Leon went in to fix the fence. He knows lions well and turned his back as he repaired the fence. They came from behind and took his neck. He knows lions well? I don't know him well at all. But they wouldn't have got me. Like the lions were thinking, go! He's got his back turned. No, it's more like, go! He's inside the fence. Poor lions were just following their instincts. If something's dangerous, fence it out. Then don't climb in the fence with it. You know, like a pesticide dump. Hope everyone has a good day. From the Zoom Wall Zone.
Another hot day out there today with highs in the low 90s. We'll have partly cloudy skies with some late day showers and thunderstorms becoming likely. Some evening thunderstorms around, and then it turns partly cloudy overnight tonight into Friday morning with temperatures getting down into the lower 70s. A cold front arrives Friday, so we have a decent chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms with highs in the upper 80s to lower 90s. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Amy Wilmoth in the Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills #1 morning show. Mornings with the Leader Man. Here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
Today's show is brought to you by Vape Nuts, the only breakfast cereal with 5 milligrams of nicotine in every bowl. Feed your craving, Vape Nuts.
Can you tell me what day it is?
It's Thursday.
Today is Thursday. Good morning, beautiful.
Oh, good morning.
It's a beautiful day, huh? Give me some coffee.
Give me some coffee. Black.
First, brush your teeth.
Brush your teeth.
Why? Black.
2 reasons. You have the worst morning breath in recorded history.
And also, it is National
Tooth Fairy
Day.
Tooth Fairy. Yep.
All right.
Let's see those pearly whites. Big smiles, showtime, everyone.
Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, 990 AM, WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It's time once again for Mornings with the Leader Man. I am Steve Leader Adams along with the Colonel, retired Marine Colonel Jeff Drummond. Good morning, Colonel. Wait a minute. Now do.
Yep. Good morning, Moore County. Unfortunate Aberdeen. Hey, looks like a little rain today. Of course, you had some last night, so if you left your prepackaged trash, the pilot, out in your driveway last night, it's probably a soggy mess. So bring it in so you can have the kids do one last art project at home before they get back to school, you know. Make a little puppy dog, you know, blow up that balloon, shape it around the balloon, then pop the balloon, paint it, nice colors and all that kind of thing. Make it useful for something.
Don't forget, of course, we are being heard and seen around the world on our live video stream. That's available to you at talk973.com. Top middle of the page is where the link's located. If you're on your mobile device, YouTube does the work. Just put Mornings with the Leader Man in the search. If you're on a mobile device needing just our audio stream, you need a streaming app such as TuneIn, iTunes Streamer. They're all free. Just put WEEB into that search, or you can always get it off of our website at talk973.com. Upper right-hand corner of every page has an icon that says on the air, listen live. Click it once and you're listening just that quick. Weather for us today here in the Sandhills. We're going to get a little reprieve on the dew points Sunday and Monday, but we'll get a little break on the temperature starting on Saturday as the front comes through. But other than that, it's just a hot, sticky mess of always. For today, partly cloudy, scattered thunderstorms, 94 for high heat index, 100. Tonight, partly cloudy, more scattered thunderstorms, 74 for low. Friday, partly cloudy, showers likely, 91 for a high heat index of 96. Saturday, as the front comes through. Mostly cloudy, showers likely, high of 81. Then Sunday, mostly cloudy, a few more scattered showers, but the dew points will be down in the mid to upper 60s. That'd give us a little reprieve on sweating so hard, but a high of 81 Sunday. Monday, more of the same, but a high of 84. Tuesday, 86. And Wednesday, back in the soup with a high of 89 and high dew points again. Right now around the Sand Hills, winds are southwest at 10. Visibility 10 statute miles. Pressure is 30.06. Dew point 72. Probably be more like 75 before it's all done. You made it to 85%. It's sunny and 77 degrees currently here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. All right. It is 8:30 past the hour on this Thursday morning. Yeah, I wish the weather would, summer here wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't so muggy. Why can't we get a northwest flow of air all summer? But we can. We got to get that southeast and southwest out of the Gulf or the Atlantic as the Mother Nature tries to transfer the whole Atlantic Ocean to here. And it's a cumulative effect as the moisture gets pushed in. And it just doesn't, you know the feeling. You get tired of doing little things and you're just covered in sweat.
Like standing around outside. It
just starts in on you. But anyway, what can you do about it? Nothing but complain. I do that for you. All right, some things we need to know today so we do not sound stupid today. Scientists from the Max Planck Institute for Biology of Aging have developed a new blood test that can predict whether you'll die within the next 10 years.
Great.
Would you want to know?
No, I think I'll pass on that one.
There is going to be you could, with the blood test, and it says, you might die of cancer. You could put a high alert for cancer with the doctor.
Well, there is that. Yeah, with just what you're saying, though, I mean, it's the way it's stated, hey, take the blood test, we'll tell you whether you're going to die in 10 years. Yeah. Well, no, I don't want to know that. If it's take the blood test and we'll identify some factors here for you that you can address, and maybe
you got propensity for ALS,
or this or that, the other thing. Yeah, fine. That's good.
There's going to be a Matrix 4. I'll say it in Soja. Stars are signed, script is being written. 85-year-old Larry King has filed for divorce from his seventh wife, Sean, after 22 years of marriage.
Well, they married 22 years. Huh?
Yeah.
Huh, well.
Wife number 7. I guess she's too old for him now.
Yeah, probably.
Get this. Cannabis restaurants in California, where else, are now making recommendations on matching the type of pot with the food, and which food is best to go along with it.
Are you kidding me?
Now, which pot would you like to select, sir? Well, in that case, we suggest a kale salad
and some Maui Gold or whatever. Get out of here.
A Maui Gold snapper.
That's a new chapter for the sommelier in the family there. You got to study various strains of pot and which ones you should have with which one.
Oh, they'll have a university degree for it pretty soon.
Get out. Just stop. Good.
A survey says 38% of parents have set no money aside for their kids' college fund.
Okay, well,
A study says spending time in tree-lined parks can counteract stress.
Spending time in a tree-lined park.
Yeah.
Okay.
With Sony and Disney not being able to come up with an agreement, Spider-Man will no longer be part of the Marvel Comics universe.
Oh, dear.
The next cast of stars on Dancing with the Stars include, and I put the word star in quotes, Press Secretary Sean Spicer, ex-NBA player Lamar Odom, if he can put his straw down long enough. Okay, I'm ready to dance.
Yeah, okay.
Bachelorette Hannah Brown, Queer Eye star Cara Mo Brown, actor James Vanderbeek, he's better known as Dawson on Dawson's Creek.
Never saw it, so.
It's filmed down in Wilmington.
Never saw it, so.
Christy Brinkley, you ever see her?
Now her, yes, yes, I do know who
It'll
she
be
is.
worth tuning in just for her.
Could very well be. Yes.
Yeah. NFL.
She's like 80 years old now, though, isn't she? Can she still dance?
I think she's like 70-something, 73. Who cares if she can dance?
True.
NFL Hall of Famer Ray Lewis, pop star Allie Brooke, don't know her. Comedian Kel Mitchell, don't know her or him. Actress Kate Flannery, don't know her. Country star Lauren Elena, I guess it is.
Don't know.
Don't know her. Supreme's Mary Wilson, do know her. This will be the show's 28th season.
She's old, too. How old is she?
Well, some of these people they get a couple of old ones, and they
shuffle around out there or something. They on a walker or
you
what?
know, they had like Billy D. Williams. And
how he's in his 60s. Or is he?
I think he's in his 70s.
Is he?
But anyway, he danced like he was in his hundreds.
Yeah.
He basically just walked from this side of the floor to the other, and the dancer danced around him.
Yeah,
it was horrible, and he didn't last long.
Well,
you know, I guess they're the quick targets at the beginning.
Yeah, they got to put some fluff out there just to stretch out the season.
Yeah.
round up some random, used up stars down there on Rodeo Avenue and shove them out on the dance floor.
Hunter Biden, you know, the ex-vice president's son.
Yeah, the scum.
Who got put on the board of directors of a Ukrainian company making $84,000 a month before he locked down some Ukrainian deals.
Right.
They netted him tens of millions of dollars. No, his daddy didn't help him.
Nope.
Anyway, he's denying that he's fathered a child with an Arkansas woman while he was living with his late brother's Bo's widow.
What a scum. He is. He's complete. You know, the political elite.
He has no conscience.
Yeah, the political class here is just ridiculous. It gets more ridiculous every day.
California is going to build the world's largest wildlife crossing over a freeway, but on the good side, all is privately funded.
Well, I got no problem with people spending their own money. You want to spend it?
You want to pony up for it?
You got a good idea and you can convince people to spend it, fine. If you're going to sit there and say, well, we need to do this, we being the taxpayer and using tax funds, well, you can just sit down and shut up.
Yeah. Miley Cyrus says she isn't trying to hurt Liam Hemsworth, but says she needs to focus on herself. Well, I thought that's what she's always done.
Okay.
Ronda Rousey, you know her?
She's the fighter. She's the cage.
She was a mixed martial arts.
Mixed martial arts, yeah. Okay.
Good-looking babe that in her last two fights got knocked out and retired. Until then, she always ended the fight in the first round, usually.
Yes, yeah. When I don't know if she.
But she had a technique that she used to get people in arm bar.
Right.
And that's how she got the fight finished.
And somebody finally figured it out. And
Well, they learned how to defend against it.
Right.
And then she got knocked out. She had a glass jaw. Anyway, she nearly lost a finger while shooting 911, a television series for Fox. Rousey says a boat door fell on her hand during the first take in the day, and she was able to finish the scene, but then alerted the director. Rousey was promptly taken to the hospital, where doctors were able to reattach her bone and tendon with a plate and screws.
Yeah.
So now when she hits you in the face, it's really going to hurt.
Yeah. Is that one of those deals where you get the big, long metal blade comes out of her finger and she'll cut you?
Yeah. She can just think it out.
Well, hey, boats are dangerous places, man. Lots of sharp edges, lots of things that squeeze, and being in the Navy, just walking down the passageway is dangerous.
Yeah.
You get that ship roll a little bit, somebody doesn't secure a hatch, and the next thing you know, you're done.
Yeah. We were out in San Francisco one time. I was with my father and an uncle, two uncles or something. And I was driving, and my father he was a lieutenant commander in the Navy during the big war. And he saw some ships, and he wanted to drive down there and look at them from the outside.
Right.
So we drove down the street next to where they were moored, and quickly somebody was on us.
Oh, yeah.
So, this is restricted area, sir. I said, well, this is Lieutenant Commander Adams. Oh, sir.
Yeah, that works. So?
Well, he was just reminiscing a little bit. I said, very fine, sir, but don't go past this point.
If you'd have gone to the public affairs officer, somebody probably would have given you a tour.
Yeah.
They loved it.
This was at night.
Oh, at night. Okay, even better. Yeah, okay. What?
But he did his job without being a jerk about it. So.
Yeah, and most of them do.
Today's impossible question: 51% of men and 40% of women have almost gotten into an accident because they were distracted by this, and it's not a phone.
Not the phone? The stick shift, then.
No, it's outside the car.
Outside the car. I don't know. Let me see. What would distract you outside the car? Shiny, spinny, flashy things or something. I have no clue what they're talking about.
Now you're distracted by that. That guy's so proud of his hubcaps that spin.
Yeah, the spinner caps, right. Yep.
No, it was roadside billboards.
Billboards. Mm-hmm.
From a Did You Know category, women change their hairstyle and color their hair at least how many times a year? And for many reasons, but mainly because they're bored.
Yeah. This is bad. This is bad. Change their color and hairstyle. Yeah. How many times a year?
Their style and or color.
4 times a year.
Twice a year.
Okay. That wasn't too
Once
far.
a quarter.
Once a quarter.
Men who play the guitar are instantly 90% more attractive to women.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, well, not going to happen.
Bagpipes. They should take up bagpipes.
How about ukulele? How about a kazoo?
Kazoos, yeah.
Everybody can play a kazoo. Built in 1772, Maryland's historical state capitol building, Maryland State House in Annapolis, is the oldest state capitol still in legislative use.
And you mean legislative uselessness, because nothing good comes out of that building.
Yeah, the legislative building in Raleigh, you got the current main legislative building, but the old...
And just as useless as the one in Maryland.
Yeah. Well, they have the historical legislative building.
Right, yeah.
There also, that's used for ceremonial stuff. But,
yeah, sure, you know.
Let's see, where was I? More than 30% of Americans say they would give their daily bath or shower. Give up their daily bath or shower before they would give up their coffee. Over the weekend, men are just as likely to do this as women. A household chore.
Oh, over the weekend, make the bed.
Laundry.
Okay.
According to a Swedish study, having a long drive to work every morning increases the risk of this by 40%.
Heart attack.
Divorce.
Oh, divorce, yeah, okay.
Studies show if you suffer from allergies, this can boost your body's immune system by up to 40%.
What's this? Take this?
No, this is not a medication of any kind. Doing this physical act can boost your body's immune system by up to 40%.
Biting your nails. I have no clue.
Well, that would do it too. Kissing.
And much more pleasurable than biting your nails.
Yeah, and that's why I said when I was in junior high, line up, ladies.
Yeah, there you go. And that's why you're doing so well now.
We're going to share slobber and...
there you go. That's right. Let's spread it around.
We'll both be more immune to the world.
We'll be healthier for it. Mm-hmm.
A server who does this will increase their tips by 18% by doing this.
Giving you a back rub.
I didn't say 50%.
Fill in your water glass.
By drawing a smiley face on the check.
Oh, a smiley face on the check.
Yeah.
That has no effect on me.
All righty. Well, we'll get into rim shots next, and then we might... how much time we got? It always runs out too daggone quick. So much stuff and not enough time to do it. But let's move on to... I want that yet, Steve. Rim shots. Rim shots, Snurley. Thank you. Okay. Now we're ready to rock and roll. Let's see here. There's that. And let me clean up two things to make things go quicker and smoother. All right. The new cast of Dancing with the Stars have been announced. And once again, it's a lot easier to accept if you drastically alter your understanding of the word star. Pamela Anderson says she still fits in her Baywatch swimsuit. She credits this to her daily walk to her plastic surgeon for 6-hour sculpting.
Yeah.
Today is James Corden's birthday. There were 41 candles on his cake. Not for his age, for the number of people who watch his crappy show.
I was going to say 41 people who actually know who he is. I have no clue who
He's the one that comes on after...
Romper Room?
No, what's his name?
I don't know.
The one who changed his name.
The one that doesn't, he doesn't know who that guy is.
Golly, why I draw a blank in the mornings, I don't know.
How you going to know who follows him? Colbert?
Yeah, Colbert.
Colbert?
Yeah. He follows Stephen Colbert. His real name's Colbert, by the way.
Yeah.
He turns it to Colbert to be more snooty over you.
Mm-hmm.
The trailer for Rambo Last Blood is out. Sylvester Stallone speaks in it. So make sure you have subtitles enabled on your DVR.
Yeah, there you go. Last Blood. So this means that there's no more. Hopefully, we're done with.
I hope not.
Done with Rambo.
Netflix is rebooting the Masters of the Universe.
Oh.
This is true. The 2019 version will feature He-Man, He-Woman, She-Man, He, She, It Woman, and It.
You forgot a couple.
Oh, no, I'll be attacked by the groups. Oh, no, I'm a racist.
They're lining up in the driveway right now. I don't know if your driveway's long enough to have them all line up.
Oh, no, it's a 1/10 of a mile long. St. Louis landed a Major League Soccer team. The franchise will share the Cardinals baseball stadium since it's used to host boring.
Yeah, there you go.
I like a man that gets a joke.
Yeah.
Team names for the new XFL include Roughnecks, the Guardians, the Vipers, and the Defenders. Or did I mix that up with Trojan announcements of its new condom line?
There you go. I was wondering why that was so sad. Those team names are awful.
Some things write themselves, don't they? Scientists says it takes years for the heart to recover from smoking. Meanwhile, millions of people's hearts may never recover from the Game of Thrones finale.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Scientists believe they detected a black hole swallowing a neutron star, causing ripples in space and time. So that explains why I just had a pleasant customer service with AT&T.
Yeah.
You know, I believe in this stuff. Ripples of time and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I've gone through time warps. And people say, oh, God, we got Art Bell in the air. Reincarnated. No, I promise you, I was at an intersection. Actually, it was the intersection of Commerce Avenue and 15501. Busy intersection.
Yes, it is.
And I was in a left-hand lane turn. And I promise you, that light was green for the left-hand turn when I went out into that intersection. Because I looked at it just before I entered the intersection just to make sure. And yet there were cars moving towards me on 15501. And I'm sitting there honking like, what are you running the red light for? And I look up again, and the red light's on me.
Yeah, okay. There you go.
Time warp. I'm telling you, that's the only thing that explains it.
No.
Because I did not misread that light.
But there is something that can explain it for you. It's called a dash cam.
I do have one, but it's past the hour-and-a-half loop now.
Yeah, I've had that time warp happen a time or two myself.
It just befuddled me because I said, I know that light was red. There is no doubt in my mind. I would lift my hand on the Bible right now and say, swear to it. In all seriousness. And, but yet it was completely red when I looked up at it again when I'm in the middle of the intersection and cars trying to plow into me.
You were just traveling beyond the speed of light, and that actually turned the green, the red and the green for you. So you were just misreading.
That's a possibility.
The wavelength on that light.
I got dual turbocharged, but I don't think it can go that fast. Experts say there's no single test to determine when an elderly person should stop driving. I guess when they run into time warps.
Yeah, there you go.
Personally, I say it's when you crash into your second farmer's market, but that's just me. A man with dementia remarried his wife after forgetting they were already married. And once again, life imitates Adam Sandler.
Yeah. Awful.
And you know he's one of the highest paid actors out there?
Yeah.
He made the top 10.
Don't know why.
Scientists developed a cure for Ebola, which brings the list of reasons not to go to the Congo down to everything else.
Yeah.
Airlines are expecting record crowds on Labor Day. Great. Give pilots another reason to drink, why don't you? A man was pulled over while playing Pokemon Go on 8 phones. The good news, he found a lot of monsters. The bad news is he still hasn't found a life. Yeah. And a tortoise in England is 121 years old. Good to hear news about an old tortoise not involving Nancy Pelosi. Speaking of those actor salaries, the top 10 actors in the world and the money they make, let's see, how much is the highest paid actors? Last year. Okay, last year they made this amount of money. Number 1 was Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Just short of $90 million.
Yeah, he's in everything.
Chris Hemsworth, Thor.
He's in a lot.
And Miley Cyrus's ex.
Yeah.
Or estranged husband. Robert Downey Jr., $66 million. Bollywood actor Akshay Kumar.
Yeah.
I never heard of him.
Well, yeah, but Bollywood, all the India movie, there's a huge cinema, entertainment thing out there in India.
Anyway, he knocked down $65 million.
I believe that, yeah.
Jackie Chan is number 5, mostly from Chinese box office and his endorsements there.
Yeah.
He raked in $58 million.
Yep.
A tie between Adam Sandler and Bradley Cooper. Hard to call both of these actors in the same sentence. But they both knocked down $57 million.
Adam Sandler, I don't understand.
His money is mostly through his deal with Netflix.
He's just not funny. I'm sorry.
No, he's not. And his band sucks, and people love it.
Yeah.
Chris Evans, $43 million.
I'm not sure who that is. I'll probably know him if I see him.
Paul Rudd, $41 million. He's Ant-Man.
Oh, all right. Yeah, okay.
And number 10, Will Smith, $35 million.
Him I know. Yeah, he's in a lot of stuff.
Okay. Well, something we haven't done in a while. Let's go get some random facts.
And now it's time for
Random facts. 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, random facts for today, maybe a spare. Denmark managed to save over 99% of its Jewish population during the Holocaust by getting almost 8,000 Jews into boats to Sweden before the Nazis could capture them.
Yeah.
Costco loses $40 million a year by selling rotisserie chickens for $4.99, but it's worth it because they draw people into the store and they buy other stuff. I always thought it was a pretty good trick to drag that, to be able to take a chicken from egg to rotisserie on the display there for $5. John Quincy Adams thought the Earth was hollow and approved a journey to travel to the center of the Earth to prove it. All right, so it goes for this Thursday. Have yourself a great, safe day. We'll see you back bright and early tomorrow, 7 to 9, for a TSIF. Thanks, Steve. It's Friday already. Until then, be sure to support all the mom and pop businesses you hear on our airways because they are the backbone of our economy here in Morgan County. Your money stays here, rolls over, and creates jobs for all of us. And don't forget millions of Americans. They have fought and they have died to give and protect the freedoms that you get to enjoy today. Live today worthy of their and their family's sacrifice. I'm Steve Leader Adams and the Leader Man, and Nick and Colt the Dog. We'll see you at the Hot Steamy Dog Park at 2 p.m.